Hi guys, my name is Stephanie and you're highly welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, you're highly welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do it by clicking on the subscribe button to join this amazing family. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys the detailed video, the drafting and the cutting of this two-part corset. Is going to be really detailed and easy as well. So if you're interested to know how I actually drafted and also cut this two-part corset, please keep watching the video from the beginning to the end so that you'll be able to understand it better, and please don't forget to like the video and subscribe and share as well. So guys, for this video, these are the materials I'll be making use of. I have this pattern paper I'll be drafting on, and I also have these other materials I'll be making use of at the course of the project, so keep watching. So as you can see already, I've gone ahead to draw the necessary lines from the bust point to under bust, and then the half length or the waistline, and then this upper line, which is actually going to be the starting point, the starting line. I just went there to label each point so that it will be much more easier to understand. So like I said, this SP is the starting point line, and then I marked from the shoulder line to the bust point to her bust point. Her bust point is 11 inches, and then from the upper side to her under bust, and then from the shoulder line to also to her half cut or waistline. So the next measurement we are going to be taking is to be marking the neckline. So the neckline I'm making use of is 3.5 inches. You can actually make use of 3 inches by 3 inches, which is always the standard. I marked the neck width of 3.5 inches, and then the depth for the front I'm going down by 3.2 inches. So I marked 3.2 inches. So the next thing is to be connecting the line. Now I'll go ahead and carve the line to meet the neck width at the upper side. So guys, I've actually gone ahead to do that. I've gone ahead to connect the necklines. So I'm just using my marker to make it to be more broad so that you guys will see, to be more visible. And then I'll be dividing her shoulder. Her shoulder is 17 inches divided by 2. I'll go ahead and mark it right there. And then I'm going down from there by 1 inch for shoulder slope. So after going down by 1 inch, I'll go ahead and slant it just the same way you see, like that, to meet to the neck width at the upper side. And then I'll be marking her armhole. So I'll be making use of 7.5 inches of armhole. I actually marked from that 1 inch of slant all the way to 7.5 inches. So I'll also be marking the shoulder divided by 2. I just want to confirm it so that the line will actually go straight, and then I'll be marking a straight line from there all the way to the 7.5 inches at the downside, which will actually be the chest line as well. So this armhole, I'm going to be dividing it by 2. I will divide the 7.5 by 2, and then I'll go ahead and place it and mark the half of it, and then I'll be going in by half of an inch for the front armhole. So the next thing is that I'm going to be inserting the bust measurement so that I'll be able to carve the armhole. So I'll divide her bust by 4. So her bust measurement is 38 inches. So I wanted to divide it by 4 is 9.5. So I went ahead to mark it there. So I'm just connecting the line just the same way you see, like this. So the next thing is to go ahead and just carve the point from the 7.5 inches from the bust point line that I actually marked, the bust measurement that I marked. I'll go into the half of an inch from the midpoint and then to the upper side, just the same way you see, like this. So this is basically how it looks like. And the next measurement I'll be taking is a nipple to nipple measurement. I'll divide the nipple to nipple measurement by 2 because it's assumed that the pattern is folded into 2 because I'll be cutting it on the fabric unfold. So I'll go ahead and mark the nipple to nipple measurement from the waistline to the underbust and then to the bust point as well. So when I'm done, I'll just go ahead and connect the lines. So this chest line, I'll also be extending this chest line. I'll extend the chest line as well all the way to this other side, and then I'll also mark the nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 from there as well. So the next thing is that I'll go ahead and connect all the points together. I'll just draw a straight line connecting all the points. So the next step I'm going to do is that this point from the shoulder line, this point that is actually here, I'll go ahead and divide it into two. I have 5 inches there, so 5 inches divided by 2 is 2.5, so I'll go ahead and mark the 2.5, and then I'll be connecting a line all the way to the downside, just the same way you see like this. So this step is actually optional. You can actually do it this way, and there is still other ways to actually do it, but I'll be making use of this one. So from this nipple to nipple measurements, I'll be going in by 1 inch. So this is depending on how busty the person is, and then I'll be going out by about 1.5 inch. Be going out by about 1.5 inch, just the same way you see like this. I'll just mark it from the waistline. So this 1 inch, I decided to make use of 0.75 instead of the full 1 inch. So this is actually depending on how busty the person is. So after doing that, I'll go ahead and connect a straight line to the under bust, and then I'll connect a straight line from this other side as well to the under bust, just the same way you see like this. So guys, from this nipple to nipple line, I'll be moving down from there by about 1 inch. I'll just mark 1 inch down from that point, that nipple to nipple point. I'll just mark it like that. So I'll be connecting the downside to the 1 inch from both sides to avoid the pointy edge on the bust point. So I'll go ahead and carve it to the 1 inch, and then carve from this other side to the 1 inch as well, just the same way you see like this. So when I'm carving the upper side, it's going to stop at the bust point exactly, so that it will not make it will eliminate the sharp edge that you actually have from there. So from this chest line, I'll be moving up again by about 1.5 inch, and this is actually depending. If you don't want your cleavage to show, or the person you are making it for doesn't want a cleavage to show, you can go up by 2 inches, 1.5, depending on your own preference. Okay, this is another method of actually getting it. So from there, that mid piece, I'm going in by 1/2 inch, and then I'm going out by 1 inch from the side. So I went in by 1/2 inch from that side, and then 1 inch from the side that is going towards the armhole. So I'll go ahead and carve it to meet the bust point, and then I'll do the same thing to the other side as well. So guys, I'm just using my marker to actually trace back the line so that it will make it to be more broad and pronounced, so that you guys will see what I'm actually working on here. So guys, this is what I have so far. After getting all the point, this is what I have. So the next thing is to be working on the cups now, the corset cups. So the next thing I'm going to do is that from this chest line, I went down by about 1/2 inch. I went down by about 1/2 inch, and I also went in by 1/2 inch. You can actually go down by 1 inch or 1.5, depending on how deep you want the sweetheart neckline to look like. So but this one I went down by 1/2 and then in by 1/2. So I'm going to be connecting it to that point, and then connecting it to the under bust line to form the cup at the other side. So that's basically what I'm doing here. Connect it to that point like this, and then I'll also connect it from this side. If you actually don't have anything to use to carve, you can actually use your own free hand to do that, and it will still be okay, it will still be fine. So I will still do the same thing too, all the way to the under bust side to get the cup at the mid side. So the next thing is that I'll be working on this other side now. So now I'll be working on the other side. So this point, I'll be dividing what I have here by 2. I'll be dividing what I have here by 2, and then I'll mark it right there, and I'll be connecting it from there to the under bust line. So from there, you can actually decide to go. I went down by 1/2 inch as well. You can actually make it to go to the chest line, and it will still be okay. So mine here, I actually went down by 1/2 inch, and then I connected it like that. So it's from there that I'm going to be connecting, carving it all the way to the under bust line to form the cup by the side. So as you can see, the cup from the side is bigger than the cup from the mid side. That's because the boobs is actually bigger from one side, so the cups cannot be equal, it cannot be the same. So from this side, I'm going to be connecting it from this other cup side. I'll connect it all the way to the downside, just the same way you see like this. So just in case your own cup went to the chest line, it's going to connect all the way to the chest line and to still be okay. So this is basically what I have for now. So I'm still just using my marker to trace it out to make the cups more bold and more pronounced. So guys, as you can see, I've already inserted the measurement and I lost the clip. So I divided the bust measurements, I marked it and then added that intake at the upper side, and then I divided the waist measurements as well and I marked it right there, and then I added that intake at the downside as well. So her waist is 35, I divided it by 4 and then added the that intake. So I went there to just connect the lines just the same way you see like this. So that's basically what I did in that clip. I'm so sorry, I actually lost the clip. So the next thing I will do is to label all the parts so that I will not be confused when I'm actually joining it. I have cup A, cup B, and then the yoke at the upper side. So this a midpoint and then the side front. I just mid front and then side front. That's basically how I label it. You can label it with numbers depending on your own preference. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I will go ahead and cut out all the pieces. Now I'll just follow the marked measurements and then cut each piece out. So guys, as you can see from this cup side, there was no line connecting it, so I went there to just use my pencil and then connect the lines so that it will be much more easier when I'm cutting it out. So still continue cutting all the points just the same way you see me doing in this video. So guys, this is actually what I have. This is the pieces that I have after I was done cutting it. So these are all the pieces for the front. Now I'll place it in one side and then work on the back piece now. So this is the pattern I'll be using for the back piece. So the neckline, I'll also mark the same neck width, and then the neck depth, I'm going with a neck depth of 1.5 inch, and then I'll go ahead and connect it all the way to this other side. After doing that, I will mark the shoulder line as well. Divide the shoulder line 17 by 2, go down by 1 inch for shoulder slope, and then connect it just the same way you see like this. So guys, after I was done marking it, I realized that this pattern is going to have a zip. The back of the corset is going to have a zip and not lacing, so I went in by 1.5 inch of zip allowance. So in case if you are working on a back that is lacing that doesn't involve zip allowance, there is no need of adding it. So I just made the correction, so you will see double lines, but I'll still explain. So if you're working on a back that doesn't require zip, please, you don't need the zip allowance. So I went ahead to still adjust the neckline because of this zip allowance. I adjusted it and then went down again by 1.5 inch and then connect the new line. And I also still adjusted the shoulder line as well, 17 divided by 2, and mark from starting from the zip allowance line, went down by 1 inch for shoulder slope as usual, and then connected to the new neckline. Just slant it like that. So I'm just cancelling it so that I will not be confused when I'm cutting it. I'm just cancelling the ones I don't need. So the armhole as well, I marked the armhole. I explained when I was cutting the front piece, connected it as the chest line, and then connected a straight line just the same way you see that. This is just connected a straight line, and then I will actually be carving it. I'm not going in like I went in for the front. I divided the bust measurement like that. So I'm not going in by 1 inch from the midpoint. and then a waistline as well, divided her waist, and I marked it as well. So her nipple to nipple measurement, I will be inserting that at the back. Nipple to nipple measurement, I will go ahead and mark it and then connect a straight line all the way to the bust point like that, and then I'll be going in by half of an inch. I'll also go out from there by half of an inch, and then I'll connect the lines from the upper side to the down side, just the same way you see like this, to actually form the dart at the back. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be replacing back this dart intake. I'll mark the measurement that I actually have there from the darts. I will replace it from this side and then connect a new line all the way to the waistline. So that's basically what I did, and I'll go ahead and carve the armhole. It's not going to be deeper like the front piece, the front side when I went in by half of an inch. So it's going to just go out like that, and then I will be removing some inches at the zip side to avoid zip bulge when I'm actually fixing the zip. So I'm just cutting this excess at the down. I went in by half of an inch, just went in by half of an inch from that waistline, and then I'm going to be extending it. I'm going to be connecting it all the way like that to the half of an inch that I mark at the downside to avoid the zip bulge when I'm actually fixing the zip. So you see it's no longer straight from this zip allowance side. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to be I'll just label it, because the back is also going to have a yoke. It's going to have a net at the upper side. So I will go ahead and cut this new zip allowance that I have. I will just cut it, the excess, cut where I actually mark, and then cut the side, then from the neckline as well. I'll just go ahead and follow the new one, and then the new shoulder line that I marked, I'll just follow it like that, cut out everything. So guys, when I'm actually done, I'll also go ahead and cut the yoke. Like I said, the yoke is going to be net. I'm going to be fixing net at the yoke side, so I will just go ahead and divide it just the same way you see, like this. So this is what I have at the downside. So basically this is how the back piece look like. So I'll go ahead and be cutting out all these pieces on my fabric to join it. So please stay tuned to watch that video. Bye.